Are you ready to make more money in less time doing more of what you love so you can have the lifestyle you desire? That's what I'm all about. And you know it if you've tuned in here before. And today I'm really excited to talk about what are the main things that you really want to capture and be able to do before you wrap up your end of the year. And I love the seasonal nature of business. And whatever business you're in, you know that there's some level of some seasonality. And I think the end of the year really proves an opportunity for us to wrap up our year well and to set ourselves up for the next new year really, really well as well. So I'm going to go through 6 things that I think you should make sure to put on your to-do list to make sure you do as you wrap up your year. So the first one is to do some level of evaluation. I have my paying clients do a ton of different levels of evaluation, high level, numbers, clients, all the fun things. But the truth is we can learn so much from what went well, what did not go well from our year. And so we need to do some level of evaluation to see and to be able to create the lessons that will propel us to be more impactful as we move forward in life and business. And so make sure that you do some level of assessment and evaluation. Don't check out quite yet because you're close enough right now to what's happened this year. And we want to use the energy of wrapping up to bring in evaluation and assessment. Okay, number 2 is really fun. So you had the opportunity to have a year where you have had clients, you have met amazing other vendors or colleagues in your industry. You've had people that you've done collaborations with, you've had coffees with, whatever that is. And so this really gives us a point in our year to pause and to say thank you to those things. So whether it's a business holiday card, handwritten thank you notes, a message that you send out via email, but this is some way of creating that connection, sending that gratitude out that I think is so important and just really timely at this end of the year. And so have fun with it, whatever that could look like, whether you're the girl who likes to get all handmade and crafty and you're gonna send out special little things, or you've got something branded in your business, you're gonna brand a card of some sort. But I think this is a great time to just say, hey, I appreciate you, I'm thinking of you, what a great year. And that goes a ton, I think, in our connections and building rapport and just sending out gratitude into the universe. And so that's a really fun one that I hope that you make sure to do. All right, number 3 is a fun one as well. And this is a time of year where, again, we have this seasonality where it makes sense for us to reach out and get reviews. And so some of you might have this built into your process, your client process. When you deliver the photos, you offer a certain coupon code when they send you a review or whatnot, and that's amazing. But you may also have stragglers in that process who haven't submitted reviews, or you may be like, hey, I don't have that built into my structure. And so this is a great time for you to say, hey, I'm wrapping up my year. So grateful for the work we've done together, and I would love for you to send me a review. Give them prompts, make it easy, give them the app that they can send the video review, give them the specific links or the specific ways you want them to answer your reviews for the business and the service you've given. But this is such a good time for us to be able to make sure we gather those, especially as we get ready in the new year to probably push out quite a bit of content and new offerings or whatnot. So make sure you gather those reviews, get that client love. Not only is it important strategically for your business, but man, is that just like a heartwarming way to end your year, to remember the beautiful big work that you've done with people and how you've co-created such magic in the world. And I want you to be able to feel that and lean into that energy. Okay, number 4, you knew it was coming. If you know me, if you follow my content, you know this one's coming. Make sure to wrap up all accounting, bookkeeping for the year. If you haven't already been keeping kind of track monthly, this could be a heavier task for you than if you've kind of been balancing your books every month. And so if that's not the case for you, let's make that a habit in the next year for you to set a time and a date monthly where you're making sure you're balancing your books. But we want to see a full annual picture of your numbers. So what was your profit, your expenses, where did those land, what was your revenue, all that kind of stuff, because that's going to help us inform. Kind of like evaluation, it's another level of evaluation, a specific type. It's going to help us inform, okay, what does it mean we need to do next year? Are we raising our prices? Are we eliminating offers? Are we not spending on this area? Are we spending more in this area? What does it mean? We can't make decisions like that unless we have the data. And so you need to know your numbers, and this is a time for you to know your annual numbers. So a general profit and loss is a great place to start. So we won't get super granular with that one, but know your numbers. All right, number 5 is getting organized. It's kind of like that spring cleaning, but it's like the end of the year cleaning. Typically, as entrepreneurs, we have some level of a break that we're going into as we go into the holidays. If you don't, I really encourage you to make sure you're planning that, because we do entrepreneurship for lifestyle, and it's time to get cozy with your family, with your friends, with your traditions, and to give some time away from the biz. And so I want you to be able to leave just feeling really organized. So the things that maybe you've put on the back burner, the files that are super unorganized, the Dropbox that needs to be kind of reorganized or whatever, the photos that have been kind of all over the place, processes, whatever that is for you. There's lots of different ways you could go. I'm sure you're thinking already, okay, these things need to be organized. But the reason I want you to do that is, again, it feels really good to end our year that way. It feels good for our headspace to be able to take the break, knowing that that stuff is sort of sorted out. When I leave my house on vacation, when I leave my house to go away for the holidays, I want to leave my house clean. Like, I want it to be dusted and vacuumed. I want it to look really nice. It like gives me, maybe I'm like a freak or something, but it gives me this like peace knowing like I'm gonna come back and it's gonna be really clean and I don't have to worry about that stress or that mess. And same thing with our business. I want you to be able to come into the new year with like energy that's moving you forward. And I want you to set yourself up for that success, which means things are organized, things are clean. You're not going to get bogged down by an inbox that has 1,100 unread messages, etc., etc. Okay, and our last and final thing that I want you to do, and for somebody like myself who has futuristic in their top 5 in the StrengthsFinder, I love me some goal setting and some planning for the new year. And so I encourage you to find what works for you, to really plot out what are my high level goals, my big picture goals, and that can be really in relation to money, in relation to visibility in your business. It can be in relation to colleagues. It could be in relation to impact, whatever that is. And then, getting granular as well. Like, what are my different offerings? What is my different content flow? So many different ways, but start with high level, big picture goals, and then you can go into sort of plotting out and planning your year. What I love to do, and what I've already started to do, is to print off blank calendars for the new year. And then you can take different colored markers, start with pencil, at least for me, because I'm always erasing and moving and stuff. But really take your year, this is after you've made your goals, and you can kind of start into planning, and sketch out like when different things are happening. When am I gonna drop that new product? Or when am I gonna offer this type of a styled photo shoot, or whatever the case. I'm gonna launch this workshop. I'm gonna host this retreat. I'm going to bring on 2 more clients, whatever the situation is. But it's really helpful for us to go into the new year already kind of thinking of that plan. And then I think it's great to have some space, take that time away during the holidays, come back with fresh eyes, with a heart that's filled with holiday cheer, and really look and say, okay, is this sitting well with me? Is this kind of what I want to do? And does it feel right? And then obviously we always execute with grace, understanding that life happens and that we are being taught in the process. And so we can move pieces and rearrange, but having a plan going into it is so critical for our success. So those are the six things that I want you to consider doing before you wrap up your year. So number one is evaluation, and number two is those gratitudes that you're sending out in whatever way feels right. Number three is gathering those client reviews, which should be fun. Number four is to make sure you've done your P&Ls, you understand the numbers in your business. Number five is organizing anything that feels like it needs to be wrapped up. And number six is setting your goals and your plan for the new year. Okay, hopefully you're feeling really inspired. You're like, whew, I've got some great things to really think about and plan out. And I know wherever you're sitting right now, you're gonna use your own leadership to see, okay, what sits best with me, what makes sense for my business and the time that I have. And so I'm excited for you to get to work because you know these things are gonna help you make more money in less time doing more of what you love. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Insta. And even more intimately, I love to connect with you in my free Facebook group, the Up-Level Society, where I go live every week and we have longer discussions, workshops on different topics that are gonna help you get to that next mark in your business. We get to have connections and community. It's a ton of fun. So if you haven't already, join me there as well. And I think that that's all I have for you today. Have an amazing holiday season and enjoy wrapping up your year with such pride and gratitude, and be excited for what's to come in the new year.